Bitch, I saw you looking at me! No, I'm just kidding. Anyway. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, by the way, if you're using Dawn of a New Era, which I am right now, they actually updated it, so there's some new features about it that you might like or you might not. I don't know, depending on if you're conservative or a liberal. But, anyway, so enough chit-chat. I really wanted to get into my new Horakhty deck. So, as some of you might know, there's a lot of talk about the new ban list coming up, right? A lot of things are going to get hit, and I'd just like to say with confidence that so far, every single year, all of these people's ban list predictions that are posted on the internet have consistently been wrong. And that's a relief, since a lot of people want Super Rejuve to be banned. Like, no one thought that Zen-Mighty was going to get banned, or Sangan was going to get banned, or One Day of Peace would drop to 1, or Solemn Warning would drop to 1, or Thunder... well, maybe Thunder King dropping to 2. But everyone else, no. All of the rest of the stuff you were just wrong about. Thank God. You know, except One Day of Peace sort of hurt me last format. But with the idea of Super Rejuve possibly not getting hit, that would be good. Especially since Konami, if you think about it, their strategy more deals with hitting the deck where it hurts. Like, why are E-Dragons broken? Like, why is it that they actually are broken? It's not because of Super Rejuve. It's because they can summon and make good rank 7s. It's like Big Eye and Draco Sack. That's the main reason why it's broken. But, I just want to put that out there. So, hopefully Super Rejuve doesn't touch my Exodia deck. Otherwise, I'm fucked. So, but anyway, for another alternate win deck that I've been working on, you know that I was doing Horakhty. And essentially what happened was a lot of people were saying, whether they're true or not, I don't know. Konami refuses to respond to my ruling question on Gem-Knight Sapphire. I guess because they haven't come up with an actual decision for TCG. But either way, Sapphire can only use his effect once per turn. So essentially, I would be able to normal summon one Egyptian god and then normal summon a second Egyptian god, but I can't normal summon the third Egyptian god, right? So that would shut down this deck. Wrong! Motherfucker, I had a dream! And in that dream, actually, this motherfucker came to mind. Gem-Knight Master Diamond. I forgot this guy even existed. I actually have him in one of my collector tins right down in my drawer. I completely forgot that this guy can copy the effect of a Gem-Knight fusion monster. Level 7 or lower, which Sapphire is level 5. So he can become the additional normal summon. So that's 3 normal summons right there. Biatch! Anyway, so that's really exciting news. And the other thing is, even if you still try to do the FTK, and I'll show you what well, it wasn't exactly an FTK. It was an STK, but I played the trap card from my hand. So you can do up to 4 normal summons with this deck. I made sure. I constructed it purely with the intention of performing 4 normal summons in 1 turn. Is it possible? Is it absurd, you say? Well, no, it is not absurd. Because originally what I was going to have to do was run chain summoning, which means that I would have to put more cards in my main deck that do not help with draw power. Notice that a lot of these cards, besides the essential monsters, are all about drawing and filtering my deck, or, you know, just getting like Fusion Gate with Terraforming, or Chain Material helping to draw it faster with like Hand Destruction, Darkwood Dealings, Upstart, One Day of Peace, Magical Mallet, whatever it takes to get that fucking trap card to my fucking hand. I will do it. So, oh, also card destruction, obviously. So, you need these 4 guys, right? Oh, actually, you need 2 Gem-Knights in order to do this. So, the only difference between this deck and the previous Horakhty deck I uploaded, I don't know if I was running the card variant of my Horakhty deck. It turns out not to be as fast as this variant, so I would just end up running this purely. So, you need these 4 elemental heroes here. You need Clayman, you need Burstinatrix, you need Avian, you need the 4 M warriors, of course the 4 Egyptian gods, or 4 gods essentially, and you need 2 Gem-Knights in your main deck. Any other card in your deck, the other remaining, what, 27 cards, or 23 cards rather, they can be whatever you want it to be. Obviously you need at least 1 Fusion Gate and 1 Chain Material. I run 3 fusion gates and 3 chain material to increase the chances. But any other card in here, just make it fast, you know? Now I run 2 bubble illusions because of the FTK possibility. I could go first and summon a Bubbleman, play bubble illusion, play fusion or play fusion gate and play chain material from my hand. Bam, Horakhty, motherfucker. But the only difference between the main deck, I told you, is that I did have to add an extra Gem-Knight Alexandrite. So whatever card I had in here before, I took it out and added an extra Gem-Knight monster. That's it. That was the only 1 card difference that was really made. Everything else, I can still do my FTK. In terms of the extra deck, I had 2 Gem-Knight Sapphires before. Everything else remained the same, except I don't need 3 Electrums unless you mess up, but I never mess up. I'm a pro at this deck because I made it. So I took out the 3rd Electrum, which I never need to go into, thank God, and I put in Gem-Knight Master Diamond. So this, like, I swear, this is destiny. This was meant to create the freaking Horakhty creator god, because it requires exactly these 15 monsters in the extra deck. No more, no less. I need every single last one of them, and I need exactly how many copies I have of them. So it's perfect. I love it. Anyway, so I'm going to... What time am I? Okay, I'm doing really well on time. This isn't going to take very long. I've got 2 duels, essentially, to show you. One of them is I perform the 3 normal summons, where I just, you know, it's not an FTK type of duel. And then the second one, I do actually perform the 4 normal summons, and I show you exactly how to do it. Now, I am still in the process. I have actually created, you can see right here, god damn it, fucking Microsoft Word. But anyway, so I did actually create Summon Horakhty, right? I did create a Word document of exactly how to summon Horakhty. Now it's 4 fucking pages long, but final step! Summon Horakhty! GG, bro! Best 2 out of 3? Yeah, fuck that shit, man. I'm taking my card somewhere else if I'm playing someone with Horakhty. But anyway, so let's actually get into the duel, shall we? Replay. Oh, right. Yeah, this was, I was testing out my Slifer / Exodia agents. Okay, so this was... no. God damn it. Where is it? Horakhty. Here we go. Alright, so I was testing this out against guy running Lavals. Actually, I know the guy, but he was trying to pull out Quasar, obviously, because that's in his extra deck. And I was just trying to pull out fucking Horakhty and see if this new deck setup that I have using Alexandrite works. And this might be... Okay, this was back when I was running the old build with Card D. So this might have been the most recent Horakhty video that I posted. But like I said, don't run the Card variant where I think I run 3 Swift Scarecrows, 3 Card and 1 Battle Fader. It's just not as fast. Running the Dark World Dealings, the Mallet, and whatever other shit I had, it's just a whole lot faster. So trust me on that one. So let him go ahead and do whatever the fuck he has. Obviously he can't pull out Quasar this turn. So I just pretty much am looking for a Fusion Gate right now. That's all I'm fucking looking for. And I think okay, I clearly don't fucking summon it next turn, because that was the next turn. But anyway, so I think I get it here soon. Okay, there's Fusion Gate. So are you ready, people? Are you ready? Drew useless chain material, but regardless. So you activate the first chain material, then you activate Fusion Gate. So I'm going to break it, even though I've done this tutorial like 1,000 times already. I've actually done 3 really good tutorials in previous videos. But for those people who haven't watched my old videos, I'll do it for you in this video as well. So the first thing that you have to summon from your extra deck is you have to go into your Carbanola Warriors. Why? Technically, I could go into Lava Val Chain using these 2 level 4s, but you actually need Carbanola Warriors to summon Gaia later on, and I'll show you. So go ahead and summon the Carbanola Warriors, right? All you have to do, because of Chain Material's effect, so here's what it does. This is Fusion Gate and Chain Material is the 2-card combo that you essentially need in order for this entire strategy to go without, failing. So Chain Material. Anytime you fusion summon a monster this turn, you can remove from play from your side of the field, deck, hand, or graveyard fusion material monsters that are listed on the fusion monster card, and use them as fusion material monsters. You cannot attack during the turn this card is activated. If you use this effect for a fusion summon, the summoned fusion monster is destroyed during the end phase. So there's two huge factors there, right? It can attack, and it's destroyed at the end phase. Both of them do not apply to me because I'm about to win this turn. So, and I'm not going to attack either. I'm going to let Horakhty do all the heavy lifting. Thank you. So, the strategy is get all 3 Egyptian gods and Horakhty to your hand first, then perform the normal summons. Okay? So first thing, overlay, Lava Vow Chain. Obviously, I've only got 1 Egyptian god that I need to send to the grave, since the rest of them are in my fucking hand, and that is Slifer. So send Slifer. Now I need to be able to. Normally, I would need to recycle Lava Vow Chain in order to use his effect for the next Egyptian god that I would send to the grave. In this particular case, it doesn't matter. In the next duel, I will show you that obviously it will matter. But right now, all I'm looking for is to get out the Gaias. So in order to recycle Lava Vow Chain, I needed an elemental hero monster that lists a fire monster as a fusion material. What is that? Nova Master. That's the only reason why I have Nova Master in here. It's a damn shame he's like a fucking $8 card, because that's the only reason why I even have him in this deck. So yeah. Alright, so you summon Nova Master, right? So you used an elemental hero Prisma from your deck and a Lava Vow Chain. That's the reason why I have 2 Prismas and 1 extra Bubbleman in my deck. It's so that you can perform these fusion summons that you'll need in this turn. So next I need to summon elemental hero Gaia. The only reason why I have elemental hero Gaia is because he is at level 6. 2 level 6s equal a rank 6, which is Ptolemy. And I'll show you what Ptolemy does in a little bit here. So in order to summon Gaia, I need an elemental hero monster and an earth monster. This is where the Carbanola Warriors come into play. Both Carbanola Warriors are going to serve as the earth monster fusion material. And Nova Master is going to serve as one of the Gaia's elemental hero. And the other Prisma or one of the Bubblemen will serve as the other Gaia's. Okay? As long as you have one Bubbleman that hasn't been used up, then you're safe. You need that one Bubbleman to use Electrum to recycle, but regardless. So that's the first Gaia, right? Now here comes the second Gaia. Alright, so I obviously used the second Prisma, which is my last Prisma. And now I will overlay for Ptolemy. So why is Ptolemy the necessary card that I need? Because Ptolemy's effect is I can essentially detach an XYZ material, target 1 monster on the field or in either player's graveyard and return it to the hand. Obviously, I want Slifer to my hand, right? So I can actually summon it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now notice, Ptolemy is just like Lava Vow Chain. Very important in order for this shit to even work, right? So, what I need to do is recycle him. How do I recycle him? Well, I need an elemental hero monster that has a light monster as a fusion material. Elemental hero, the Shining, away! So what will I use? Well, that's a good question. You're going to use Ptolemy for the light monster and the Gaia that's in the grave, because you have to recycle your Gaias in order to keep this process going, because you need the guys to summon Ptolemy in the first place, and you obviously need Ptolemy. So you need to be able to recycle both of them. Now the Gaia that's in the grave and the Ptolemy that's on the field will both be banished, so that way you can recycle it later with Electrum. The Gaia that's right now as an XYZ material will obviously go to the grave, so you'll have to recycle that one too. But first, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You summon Shining. Now, you need to recycle Shining and this Gaia, right? You need to recycle Shining because you use Shining in order to recycle Ptolemy. And you need to recycle Gaia because, well, I just fucking said that. So, how do you recycle both of them? Get the God damn it, get out of here, HP Assistant. Okay, so how do you do that? This little monster right here, well, he's not little, he's a fucking $8 card as well. Don't know why, but he's really good, apparently. So, it's Vision Hero Adoration. His only 2 requirements are 2 hero monsters, any hero monsters, so he's the man for the job. So then you recycle both of them. Now, you're going to obviously have to recycle him somehow in order to recycle those guys in the future when you would perform this again. So how do I do it? Use the Bubbleman, one of the Bubblemen. One of them has to be kept for Electrum. The other one can be used up any way you see fit. Okay, evidently Bubbleman's in the grave. There we go. So use Bubbleman and Vision Hero Adoration to summon what? What? I say what? Okay, you summon Escurid out. So Elemental Hero Monster plus 1 Dark Monster. That's how you get them out. Perfect! Now, you need to recycle all of these 16 cards that are removed from play, right? Or else you're fucked and you can't do anything. So, how do you do it? Elemental Hero Electrum. So how do you summon him? You use an Avian, a Burstinatrix, a Clayman, and that last Bubbleman that I was talking about. Now, when he's summoned, shuffle all banished cards into the deck. So that's the reason why it works. Isn't that just lovely? So first of all, you can summon. Okay, what the hell? Oh, wait. This is still the first duel, isn't it? Hold on. Is it? Yeah, this is still the first duel. Okay, so first things first, right? I just go ahead and summon Abys the Tormentor. That's fine. I don't need to do anything because this is my first normal summon that I've performed this turn. So, notice that because I've only got 2 Electrums now, I'm going to have to recycle this Electrum. I also want to try to recycle my Escuridao because they're used to recycle other monsters, right? So it's like a vicious cycle of recycling. I know I've said cycle probably like 100 times in this video, but I'm going to say it another 100 times just so that you get the point. So go ahead and summon the Carbanola Warriors again. Go into Lava Vow Chain. Now, unfortunately, I'm a fucking idiot and forgot that I already had everything that I needed in my hand. So, it wasn't even required to summon Nova Master, but I did need to summon Gaia anyway. So, I went ahead and did the process the same. So now I made sure that I recycled Electrum to summon Nova Master, and I recycled Nova Master to summon, or I summoned, the hell did I recycle? Okay, I recycled Nova Master to summon one of the guys, and I recycled the last Escuridao, or the only Escuridao, but the last elemental hero monster in my grave, to summon the second Gaia. So that's how you do it, right? So now you just go ahead and overlay for Ptolemy. Now I would have to pull something from the grave to my hand, but I don't need to. Notice I already have everything. So I sort of made the mistake. I was going on autopilot, and so it wasn't even necessary. So I went ahead and used Ptolemy as the light monster for Gem-Knight Sapphire. Now, you have to summon another Gem-Knight Sapphire. So, I think okay, first I obviously summon him. But do I summon the, okay, yeah, I went ahead and summoned the second Gem-Knight Sapphire. So you have to be able to summon 2 Gem-Knight Sapphire's at one time. At one time, because remember, you only get 1 additional normal summon, even though I just summoned 2 of these bad boys, right? So I need to be able to put both of them in the grave, and the only way, technically I could use Obelisk Effect, but then they could chain something to that, and I don't want them to chain it. So what I'm going to do instead is just going to go ahead and sack the Gem-Knight Sapphire to put them in the grave. So how did I get out the first Gem-Knight Sapphire? Well, I used Ptolemy and Gem-Knight Alexandrite. How did I get out the second one? I used a Prisma and a Sapphire because it requires 1 Gem-Knight monster plus 1 light monster. So now I can go ahead and perform my second additional normal summon, right? So I go ahead and summon, what the fuck do I summon? Slifer. Okay, there you go. Alright, so now both of them in the grave, right? And I'm out of normal summons, right? Wrong! So now I go ahead and I'm able to... First of all, I need to be able to recycle the Electrum that's in my remove from play pile. So let's see what I do first. Yeah, I went ahead and summoned Electrum because I was like, I might as well recycle them now. And then what I can do is I can just go ahead and summon Gem-Knight Master Diamond. So how am I going to summon Gem-Knight Master Diamond? Well, let me show you. So there you go. So you use up one of the Seraphonites that's in the grave, and then the 2 that are in your main deck, right? So this is the reason why I had to put a second Gem-Knight monster in my main deck, is because you can't use the Gem-Knight that's in the grave in order to summon him, because you have to use his effect to banish Gem-Knight Sapphire from your grave in order for Diamond to even gain Seraphonite's effect. So I went ahead and did that, banish. Now he is treated. Now his effect is treated exactly the same as Seraphonite. So what does that mean? I can go ahead and summon some other monster. That's my 3rd tribute. Summon Ra and summon Horakhty, and I did it all legally, people. This was all legal. I did not bank off of the fact that, you know, fucking Seraphonite will keep allowing you infinite summons or whatever. So that is the legal way of doing it. If you wanted to do an FTK version of this, then I'll show you right here, actually. So I was doing Jarvis to practice. Let's see. First things first, you obviously have chain material, and you've got Terraforming, which can bring a fusion gate to your hand. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. and what I was actually looking for was maybe a Bubbleman or a Prisma, because essentially Prisma can make himself a Bubbleman. And a Bubble Illusion, right? So unfortunately I didn't get that this turn, but I will get everything next turn. So I've got a Prisma this turn, right? So I went ahead and didn't play anything in defense or whatever, because I wanted to prove a point, and I knew that Jarvis wouldn't be able to kill me in this turn, because Jarvis, it stands for just a rather very intelligent system, apparently. I didn't know that, but yeah. Anyway, so he went ahead and summoned his blockers. I'm like, okay, I don't care. So here's what you do, right? You've got Bubble Illusion. Now, imagine that this was first turn. So you would have to waste your normal summon on Prisma, right? So I go ahead and do that. I make his name Bubbleman by doing that. Play Bubble Illusion. Now I can play Chain Material, and I've already got Fusion Gate on the field. Whatever. Whatever, man. So I go ahead and go through the process. Summon the Carbanola Warriors. Send an Egyptian God to the grave. So that's my first Egyptian God that I've sent. I've already got one of them in my hand, so I'm only going to have to do this 3 times instead of 4 times, which will save us some time. Unless I keep babbling like I am doing. So go ahead, recycle the Lava Chain, because you'll need them for next turn. Summon the Nova Master, right? So I used up the Bubbleman that was in the grave, I think. Or maybe it was the one in the deck. I wasn't really keeping track. Because I can use up one of the Bubblemans once per round. And then the other Bubbleman will be used for Electrum. And then, of course, Lava Chain. Now I need to summon the Gaias, right? Now, if you want to get good with this deck, you need to start being able to realize, okay, what's going to come next? Well, I've got Nova Master on the field, right? Now, what my main objective in this deck is send a god to the grave, bring a god to my hand. I've already sent the god to the grave, so how am I going to get it to my hand? Well, I need Ptolemy. How do I get Ptolemy? Well, I need 2 level 6 monsters. What are those 2 level 6 monsters? They're my Gaias. How am I going to get out Gaia? Well, that's the process that I'm performing right now. So Nova Master and one of the Carbanola Warriors will serve as for one Gaia. The other Carbanola Warrior and then like a Prisma will serve as the fusion materials for the second Gaia. Yeah, see? Prisma and second Carbanola Warrior. Now I can successfully overlay for Ptolemy and bring Slifer to my hand. So that's nice. That's bloody brilliant, ain't it? Yeah, so next what's going to happen is we need to recycle Ptolemy and the Gaia. So what's coming next? A light and an elemental hero monster? You should have said the Shining. Because if you did it, you're wrong. But here's the Shining anyway. So now we need to recycle the Shining and that Gaia that just went to the grave, right? So how are we going to do that? Vision Hero Adoration. Very good now. Okay, so Vision Hero Adoration is obviously very important to recycle. So that means we need to recycle Vision Hero Adoration. How do we do that? Elemental Hero Escuridao. So we use the last Prisma and Adoration. And now that we've got all these beautiful, wonderful cards in the Remove from Play pile, let's put them back in the deck in the extra deck. How do we do that? Elemental Hero Electrum. And then essentially you just repeat this process over and over and over again. So ain't that great? That's just so freaking awesome, man. So now I'm going to just send another Egyptian God. Yeah, Obelisk. And then I'm going to go ahead and summon the Nova Master. So the objective is just to bring all of the Egyptian gods and Horakhty to your hand first, then worry about normal summoning. At least when you're doing it this way where you have to do 4 normal summons, okay? So I've summoned Nova Master, summon first Gaia, go ahead, summon second Gaia, overlay for Ptolemy, bring Obelisk to my hand, summon the Shining, summon Vision Hero Adoration. Now notice that Escuridao was used up, right? So I can't summon Escuridao to recycle Adoration. But that's okay, you know why? Because I've got 2 Electrums, I'm going to summon the second Electrum to recycle the first Electrum. Oh yeah, apparently I go ahead and summon Horakhty. Since I'm going to recycle everything anyway, I'm like, well, I might as well banish the materials to summon her. Or it. Or whatever the fuck Horakhty is. I think it's a female. Sort of looks feminine, doesn't it? But whatever. And go ahead, summon Electrum, recycle all that shit. And now I can actually summon Escuridao if I wanted to. So I don't know if I do. Okay, I go ahead and start the process all over again. Make sure you always leave yourself 2 monster card spaces because you need to be able to summon the 2 Carbanola Warriors. So in order to recycle the Electrum, because I will need to constantly recycle him, I use him up in summoning something. What the hell did I use him up in summoning? Oh, right. I used him and Visioneer Adoration to go ahead and summon a Skyrodao. Just to show you that not only to clear a monster zone space, but also just to show you that it's important to recycle these guys just as often as you recycle anything else. So I went ahead and sent Horakhty to the grave. Now I'm going to probably use a Skyrodao and, yeah, to summon Nova Master. Use Nova Master and Carbanola Warrior for Gaia. Use like a random Prisma from the deck, or even one of the Bubbleman, doesn't matter, to summon second Gaia. And now you essentially overlay for Ptolemy, bring Horakhty to my hand. Okay, that's all fine and dandy now. So all I need to really do, even though I'm going to go through the process, I'm going to finish this process anyway, but all I need to do now is just go ahead and summon shit. So remember, Visioneer Adoration got banned, right? Or banished. Didn't get banned. God help me if he gets banned. So I can't banish the Gaia and the Shining in order to summon him. So what happens? I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll go ahead and summon second Seraphinite. So I think I end up doing that. Yeah. I use Shining as the light monster and Alexandrite as one of the Gem Knights. Is the other Gem Knight in here? No. Alright, I had recycled him from before. Whatever. So now, I had already performed one normal summon this turn, right? My first Egyptian god, summoning him will be my second normal summon, so keep that in mind. So when you perform that second normal summon, you have to make sure that 2 of the 3 monsters that you sacrifice are Seraphinites. So I think I go ahead and summon Electrum or something. Yeah, I do. So that way I can recycle all that shit. Go ahead and summon Obelisk or whatever, Slifer. Okay, so Slifer. And now I'm going to have to summon... Okay, because I summoned the first Seraphinite, now I'm going to have to summon Gem-Knight Master Diamond, so that way I can get my third normal summon, right? So what will I banish? I will banish these 3 monsters. One of the Seraphinites has to remain in the graveyard at all times in order for Gem-Knight Master Diamond to get his effect, right? Because he has to banish a Gem-Knight monster to get the effect. So I go ahead and banish it first, don't I? Yeah. So now he is essentially Gem-Knight Seraphinite. That's great. Fine and dandy. But in order to do this again, to summon another Gem-Knight Master Diamond, I would still need another Seraphinite in the grave. Notice both of them are banished. So what does that mean? Well, that means that I need to somehow get another Seraphinite on the field and then use it in one of the 3 sacrifices to summon another monster, another Egyptian god. So that's exactly what I do. I go ahead and recycle, like, I need to recycle the Electrum, otherwise this process, this circle of truth dies, because I've only got 2 Electrums. So I go ahead and summon the second Electrum, recycle the first Electrum, and now what's going to happen is I need to recycle that Electrum, and I need to bring a Seraphinite to the field. So thankfully Electrum counts as a light monster, and I banished essentially him and one of the Sapphires to summon a Seraphinite. Now the Seraphinite is not going to provide me the extra normal summon, because I already used up his effect this turn. It's the Master Diamond that copied that Seraphinite from earlier that is going to provide me that extra normal summon. So what do? I go ahead and perform that extra normal summon. Now I've successfully done what I've been trying to do. I got that Seraphinite into the grave. Now this Seraphinite will remain in the grave, so when I recycle Master Diamond and summon him again, I can banish this Seraphinite and use his effect to copy Seraphinite's effect. Because notice, Master Diamond doesn't say, oh, you can only use this effect, or you only gain this effect once per turn. No, that's Seraphinite that says that. Master Diamond can copy monsters as often as he wants. So that's actually what I'm going to end up doing. So I go ahead and recycle some of the stuff in my grave. I will have to recycle Gem-Knight Master Diamond. And the only way that I can do that, because he is an earth monster, is like by banishing himself and like a Skyrodao to summon an elemental hero Gaia. And that's actually what I think I do. Oh, okay. And oh yeah, duh! You could also just summon a Gem-Knight Seraphinite. So yeah, that's another possible option. Whatever. So yeah, now all I need is elemental hero Electrum to recycle Master Diamond. I told you I would say recycle a lot. I wasn't lying either. So now I need to summon Master Diamond again. How am I going to do that? Well, I'll show you. Make sure that, obviously you're going to use these 2 from the main deck. Make sure that the Seraphinite that you banished to summon him is the one that's in the monster card zone. First of all, you need to clear up some space in order to summon Master Diamond in the first place. And second of all, you don't want that Horakhty to leave the grave, because how else are you going to banish it to gain the effect? You're not. Exactly. So go ahead, banish that Horakhty that's in the grave. He is now another Horakhty. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I've got 3 tributes. I can perform the additional normal summon. Obelisk, hello. Horakhty, hello. Game, yeah, bro. So, there you go. And that's game. That's how you do 4 normal summons. And notice that I would only be able to do 4 normal summons, because both of my Horakhty's are now in the grave. I'm out of normal summons, so it's not like I could summon the Horakhty's and send them to the grave again in order to activate their effect for a Gem-Knight Master Diamond, because I've got no way of getting them to the grave. The only way that I've been doing it this entire time is by sacrificing them, and I've run out of normal summons. So, I know it's quite genius, or it's quite ingenious. I don't know why you have to add in before it, but it's ingenuity. So anyway, that's how you do it. Hope you're impressed. Hope you like it. Holy crap, that's 30 minutes. I'm out of here, people.